Am I wrong in this fight?
Ooh.
Is it a hockey fight?
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna guess?
Well,
Right. Yeah, we do predictions. Yeah, that's part of the show. Right. Yeah, you make a good point. One more game with the title. I feel like nothing was given.
Am I wrong in this
We
fight?
can't-
That's all it says.
That's kind of fucked up that you're having us predict off nothing.
Well, what the hell did you do? Did you fucking drown the terrarium of like your girlfriend
I
or some
killed my
shit? In
wife's
that case, then
terrarium.
yes, you're the fucking asshole. So that's my guess. It's all a continuation.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know you're trying to split us apart by not making these things matter, but I stand with John. I stand with Brown. So whatever that man says.
That sounds disgusting.
Because we're going to Colorado together.
I stand with Brown. Sounds
Wow.
wild.
Now you think Brown is disgusting?
Oh my
We just got an episode where you talked about poop for an hour.
Wow. So Brown is just poop to you? Wow.
I will leave the show. And it will never get published.
That's true. You get it.
You see the shit, Wikimaniac? See what we got to fucking deal with over here?
Wow. Was that a pun?
What? No.
Fucking
Why would it be a pun?
Oh, because you said shit and we were talking about.
Oh.
Okay, never mind.
No.
I'm trying to pay very
Am I
close
living
attention.
Am I living in your head rent
you
free?
broke
brother?
it.
I'm fucking scared at all times. Not another one.
All right. So my wife and I don't fight much. And when we do fight, we usually communicate well afterwards and things go back to normal.
Okay.
I brag to my friends about how reasonable my wife is, and her ability to communicate and empathize is something I deeply admire. She doesn't hold grudges. She takes me through my rough times until now.
What'd you do,
Okay.
brother?
Due to a fire, my wife is out of work, but still earning her salary thanks to insurance. We decided she would be a stay-at-home with our young son while out of work. She doesn't love child rearing, which is something we knew going into having kids. Honestly, it's hard to tell. She's a great mom, present and loving even when I can see her struggling inside. I give my wife a lot of breaks. We co-parent, split bedtime routines for our 2 kids. We both pull our weight. Yesterday was a snow day. My daughter was home with my wife and son. I work from home downstairs all day. I helped my daughter with cyber school until noon. My wife was with my son in the snow all morning, plowing the drive and sidewalk, etc., and maintaining the house. My daughter joined them, and from the sounds of things and some videos, she brought her friends over for playing and hot chocolate. I worked until around 5, and when I went upstairs, it was chaotic. My wife was doing laundry and helping my daughter, who fell and hurt herself on the ice. She sent home the friends, and we had dinner. I did the cleanup, and right after finishing cleaning up, keep in mind I've been downstairs working all day, not even a bathroom break after noon. I go into the playroom, and my wife approaches me, and it goes like this. Her. Hey, can I go lie down for a bit? I admit I made a face and said, I haven't gone to the bathroom all day and I put cookies in the oven. I can tell I messed up just by her face. Her. Fine, never mind. Forget I asked. Heaven forbid. Now I'm sensing attitude and I know I've misstepped here, so I say, no, it's fine. I will take care of it all. Go take a break. To my complete shock in front of our kids, who I admit aren't paying much attention, but are still close, my wife says, I said, never fucking mind. I've been running on my feet all day and watching our kids and other people's kids, and heaven fucking forbid I ask for 20 minutes to myself. I again say, go take a break. I told you it was fine, but she clearly lost her marbles and is seeing red. She starts cleaning up and helping with the kids, and I do too. I try to overcompensate, but she just took over caring for them, and they listened to her. In the hall, I said, I think you forgot I worked all day, and she viciously says, thanks for reminding me. I almost forgot.
Brother,
I feel like
wrong move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's stoke these fires.
Yeah,
By
just
being like,
fucking stay clear and then
Hey.
talk whenever y'all are, when the kids
Yeah.
are down.
I know
I don't
you. I know you took care of what was it, 8 kids or whatever today, but I worked. Okay, I feel like an ass. I get that she works hard caring for the kids, but I work hard too. I think not having her job and escape is making her reaction in this fight to this fight worse. She texted me the next day with her usual communication. She expressed how upset she felt with my behavior and the way I acted towards her. She said she was feeding and taking care of 6 kids all day in the snow alone and still cleaned the entire house and deep cleaned our craft room. I explained that I'm stressed at work and that I didn't get why she was so upset since I offered the break, but she said, quote, "I don't want your pity breaks." She ended it with saying, "Thanks for the apology, by the way," which, yeah, I didn't exactly apologize, but for what?
Ooh.
Dude. And then she asked for the number to my daughter's piano teacher. The piano teacher was the only activity that I managed for the kids. I found out she texted her asking her to go through my wife now, as she will be managing the schedule. Normally, my wife would text me asking if I can get my daughter from dance on my way home yesterday. I do this every week, and I didn't hear from anything, but when I got home, I found my wife dropped and picked her up. I confronted my wife with, "I'm very present with my children. Do not take me out to be an absent father." My wife responded with, "If I didn't manage and ask for your help, you'd see them a quarter of the time you do now, and I'm done managing you." I get it. I should have just smiled and agreed when she asked for help, but this is extreme. She's having a fit and trying to ice me out of my relationship with my kids. It's so petty. It's like I don't even know this woman. Gone is the reasonable level-headed communicator. So if you made it this far, thank you. And please tell me if I'm in the wrong here.
All right. You said there was an update, right?
There is. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But based on, this is a hot take for me, but no one sucks here.
Ooh, that is a hot take.
So actually, I was going to say no one sucks here up until to the point where he's like, I shouldn't say sorry and I shouldn't apologize, right? Like he didn't see the error of his ways. That he had me until there.
Okay.
I'm giving for now up to that point, no one sucks here, but ultimately, like the very end, I think he sucks. He sucks. I think he fell into the scope of like them having like great communication skills, and I think he kind of fell into that pit of like, okay, things are going well. I get it. Like, he's busy at work. He's trying to provide, doing all this, and they had kind of like an agreement, like she'll take care of the house while she was out because of was it an accident at work or some shit like that?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Like a fire. I think hearing what the wife's reaction is, I think she's depressed as hell. First off, like because once she lost like her opportunity to pursue her career, further it, that reaction from her was probably like a cumulative reaction of all the frustration she's having. But the husband is also on that false pretense of like everything is good, because that's kind of like all he sees, right? Like communication has been good for the past couple years. Like when they have issues, they talk it out.
Sounds like she talks it out, though. Like
Yeah.
she's the first one to approach it.
Yeah, but that's why I was like in the beginning, I was like, okay, for now, no one sucks here, until he opened his mouth to say, I shouldn't apologize. That's when I was like, oh, fuck, never mind.
Okay.
Like you're an
So when
ass.
he was when the thing started, he was like, "Oh yeah, I bragged to my friends about how level-headed my wife was or is." I was just like, I don't know. It was giving me the vibe that like, whenever they get into fights, it's not really like a compromise. Well, it's not really like a compromise. More so much as like she doesn't want to fight back, or like he always. It just felt like he always got his way, type of deal.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, blah, blah. Just the way it was worded, I was like, I don't know. This is kind of fishy. And then it seemed to be like kind of all right. And then at the end, I was like, okay, I think he might actually be a fucking shithead.
Yeah. So there's a few things in here for me, because it's like, I will say asshole. For me, it seems like she.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think he's an asshole.
Because of what Sean said, it gave me a little bit of a red flag at the beginning where it was like, oh, she's reasonable. She doesn't hold grudges. It's like, okay, I mean, that's not, I
was like, what about you?
Yeah. Where are you on that end of the thing?
Where are you on grudges?
And then he goes into, she wasn't like super into having kids, it sounded like, which was another red flag for me.
2 kids.
And she still had it.
2 kids.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, it sounds like she coordinates everything. She's like, hey, can you pick up from piano? Can you pick up from dance? If she's going to take the kids to bed, he doesn't go with them. It sounded like there's a whole bunch of things that just seemed like.
Well, in the beginning, they said like all the responsibilities were split.
Well, he can say that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the context. Of course, that's the context we're given.
Well, no, but like based off of the examples he gives later on, it sounds like if she's not coordinating it for him, it's not a 50-50 split then. It's her coordinating it.
That's why in the beginning, it was like, okay, this sounds like, they had a compromise. And then he opened his mouth at the very end.
Yeah. So Reddit deemed asshole. Ambitious midscore
I could see it.
button midscore 148 said, "This is hilarious. Dude is seriously waiting for the wife's direction on literally anything for/with the kids, and has the audacity to accuse her of replacing him when it comes to being an involved parent. Take some
That's
initiative."
a good point
Yeah.
because he was like, "Oh yeah, she texts me to pick them up." Like, if that's your job, shouldn't you just fucking know to pick them up?
Pick the kid
should
up.
you know
Like,
your
wait,
kid's
yeah, that's a
schedule?
fucking. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, what the fuck?
Take some initiative and learn the family routine. 100% this guy just ignored all of his wife's reservations about having kids and managing her time, and just ignored her not wanting kids and just assumed she would change her mind because she's a woman. So I mean, most of my points came from that one because I read it earlier, but it's how I felt when I was reading the story. It is cheating because my opinion's always tainted on these. But
yeah,
let's hop into the update here, which is actually cross-posted on, I believe, relationship advice. So it's not actually...
Which is definitely going to put a worse light in his dumb ass.
yeah.
We'll
like
see.
you said, John, the more he talks, the worse
the more,
he gets.
He had me in the first half, not going to lie. And then he opened his mouth. I'm like, yep, that's what I get for fucking trusting people sometimes.
So this is from r/relationship advice and said, "Told my wife, 35 female, that she couldn't do it without me, 34 male. Turns out she can." So,
You got dumped.
Fucked around and found out.
I made one stupid selfish comment to my wife a week or so ago, and now my life is in disarray. My wife is in some crisis. Her work is closed and she is being paid, but she's at home with our kids now, including one 3-year-old. She gets breaks on Mondays and Friday with childcare. We went into having kids knowing she wanted to be a working mother, so this has taken some adjustments to say the least. On to the OG fight. So this kind of recaps the stuff, but some stuff he adds in here to reiterate. So she spent a long day with their kids and the neighboring kids. And when I came upstairs from work and she asked for a break, I didn't respond well. I made excuses and didn't offer to help. And for the first time in years, my wife lost her temper and cursed at me. Like an idiot, I dug in, thought I was right. I admit we both said some unkind things. But after Reddit humbled me and she's made me sit down and write a list of things I did for the family that day and compared it with hers. Hers was longer.
Oh, absolutely.
Much longer.
I apologize. She accepted it, and I figured things would go back to normal. So he wanted things to go back to the way they were when she was doing most of the things.
So he acknowledged
learn
that there was
anything.
he acknowledged that there was an imbalance. Probably wrote a physical list of all the shit that you've done, and he's still like, "All right, let's go back to
I
normal."
want things to go back to
You
normal."
I'm sorry about that, but that
bitch
looks perfect to me, actually.
I like that your list is longer than my list, actually. So they haven't gone back to normal. My wife used to include me in parenting our kids. I did dance pickup most weeks and bedtime was split. I gave baths, made dinner, all the stuff. Since our fight, my wife hasn't asked me for any help with the kids. The first morning I woke up on what was supposed to be my morning with the kids. I figured she was being nice or trying to prove a point, but it keeps happening. She didn't even send them down to say goodnight last night. Normally my wife does a silly game where she sends my son to ask me to read 5 books, and then we negotiate down to 1 or 2 and race upstairs. Last night I heard her racing him upstairs and came to find her doing bedtime yet again. The kids haven't even noticed. It's like she's replacing me. That's telling. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
When we were fighting, I said something really, really dumb that's living inside me, festering. My wife was being nasty and said, "You wouldn't see the kids a quarter of the amount of time as you do if I didn't arrange it and I'm done managing you." I defended myself and said, "I'm not an absent parent." And something along the lines was, "I'd like to see how long you can manage without me. Consider my foot officially
She said,
in my mouth."
Fucking yikes.
She started running again. She's cooking really healthy and often. Every night I come home to my perfectly happy Stepford wife doing it all without me, and I feel empty inside.
Oh no.
How do I
She's
fix
getting
this?
ready to fucking leave your ass.
Leave you.
How do I fix this? I don't even know where to begin. At this point, I want to beg her to go back to things how they were. This wasn't what we agreed on.
No, you see, how many times you gotta write this shit and realize that going back to how it was before, it's exactly the reason why you're in this fucking situation,
100%.
you idiot.
Dude.
Man. It's crazy to write all that and then be like, why can't we just go back to how
No self-awareness whatsoever. Bro, she's getting her hot girl somewhere on.
Yes.
And yeah,
It's a rap, son.
admittedly.
It's a fucking rap, bro.
Admittedly.
Also,
God
it
damn.
never. Did he ever like communicate and like truly apologize?
No, it seems like
No, I don't
Because he
think he
said,
did.
I'm
Double
sorry your
down.
list is longer. Now can we get back to how it was?
Yeah.
To how
Can
it
we get
was.
back to how the list should be?
And on top of
Actually?
that, he's like, this has been living inside me and festering. It's like, communicate, talk. You bragged about your wife
Yeah.
being able to communicate, but it sounds like you cannot.
See,
do
that's-
that.
And y'all called that out. See, that's one thing I missed in the beginning. That's why I was like, damn. And then he opened his mouth. I was like, oh, that's what hit me. You
You're right.
fucking
Maybe he
idiot.
shouldn't communicate. He seems terrible at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. But after that, 100% the asshole for sure. I think we can all agree.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Bro, she gonna be hot in the market,
Yeah.
baby. You fucked up. You done messed up.
Dude, if you don't change your ways and start acting like a partner and a parent, goddamn, you're going to be alone.
Damn. Also, I really feel like he's capping when he's saying like, oh yeah, do the baths and cook, all that. I feel like you're not really doing all that if your kids are not even noticing that you've been like erased from their life for the past 2 weeks or
Yeah.
whatever.
When I read that, I
Like,
was like, oh, that is the most telling thing in the story that your kids are like, "Oh, I haven't even noticed dad. hasn't
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing's changed really.
Yeah. So I think he might have been lying about that for sure.
Yeah. Or at
Yep.
least embellishing.
Sure. Yeah.
Get therapy.